This is Adam Nielsen with MichianaEdge.com. We're going to be talking with comedian Colton Cole today. Let me see if I can get him on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, is this Colton Cole?
Yes, it is, sir.
Comedian Colton Cole.
Yes.
All right. Hey, this is Adam Nielsen from MichianaEdge.com. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
All right. I was calling to interview you because I want to know, how'd you get into comedy? What made you start?
There's like two answers to that question.
Okay.
And I've never really told anybody this outside of like the family and whatnot. My dad, believe it or not, was a Elvis impersonator.
I could see why you would keep that a secret.
Yes. So that, I would go to like his shows and whatnot and just think of how cool that was. And, that just kind of sparked my interest in live performing.
Gotcha.
But, I don't know, I grew up on, like, Chris Farley and Adam Sandler and kind of that generation of comedy. But when I first saw Christopher Titus, Norman Rockwell is bleeding, that just kind of got me interested in stand-up comedy.
Gotcha. So that was the special that really inspired you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I like Titus. He's got his own brand of comedy, and his sarcasm and his stories about his family are great. I've always enjoyed him, and I don't know how long his TV show lasted, but it could have kept going. He was good. So where would your dad perform at? Where did he do his Elvis impersonating?
At like clubs and bars and
Okay.
and at nursing homes. Of course, he made all old chicks wet, but yeah, just
So just around here locally?
yeah, he's from Knox,
Okay.
Indiana. So around that area with like festivals and stuff.
Gotcha. Now, when did you actually get your start? When did you first take the stage?
I kind of started taking it seriously when I turned 18. And but here's the thing, I started out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have anybody to show me the ropes, so to speak, at that time. So I would perform anywhere and everywhere I could, like in public parks. And my cousin, who was big into music, he would like put on these like live music type shows
Mm-hmm.
and invite people from all around, and he would always ask me to come down and do some jokes.
Gotcha. Warm the crowd up for him.
Yeah. And then so my professional debut was at the Eagles Lodge in June of 2011 with John Osborne and Jack Hall and some of the famous local guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've seen those guys. They're all very funny. I think you're the best, but Yeah, they're definitely entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. You always, every time I've seen you, every time I've seen a video, you always crack me up, man. You got a great perspective on things and a great sense of humor, and it's always entertaining. So let's see, 2011 was when you started professionally. So now, where do you perform now? I mean, do you go out to the Drop and some of the other places, or where can people see you?
I'm pretty much a regular at the Drop, and but I've been performing like all over the Midwest and whatnot. Like I'll be in Kalamazoo this Sunday. But yeah, just pretty much like all over. Wherever I'm needed, I'll be there.
Right. What's the farthest you've traveled to do comedy? How far have you gone?
Probably Kentucky.
Okay.
That was one of the rougher shows because it was a gymnasium and the acoustics were horrible.
Oh, I bet.
And like I like the first second row, everybody was paying attention, but like everybody else was talking, so I did my show, got my money, and got out of there.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize, when they go to a comedy show, it's good to laugh loud, but when somebody's trying to put on a set, you need to, keep the talk down because, I mean, you got a lot to remember. I know guys have notes and things like that, but I mean, even with notes, at the end of the day, when you're talking 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's a lot of stuff. So and I applaud you for what you do and the other guys. I've seen you guys do shows. We've had you out at Mr. G's on several occasions now, and it blows me away sometimes, especially knowing how much some of these guys drink that they can remember everything. But it's always entertaining and always a good show. What do you got coming up? What's next for comedian Colton Cole?
I am putting out my first comedy album on April 20th, 2015.
Okay.
It's a 20 minute EP just to kind of give people a taste of what to expect, and I put the official announcements out yesterday on Facebook, but we all know that the days of going to a CD are going to a store and buying a CD are pretty much done.
Right. Yeah, everybody's digital now. You can watch it online, pay-per-view, digital download. And that's the way to go because then, there's no actual out of pocket for, CDs, DVDs, labels, packaging, and that saves on waste too. I mean, we all used to go to the store and just pick it up off the shelf, and now you can just jump online. Are you going to be putting this on iTunes or Amazon or anywhere in particular where people can find it?
With everything going directly to the customer these days, I have decided to put it out through a email campaign.
Okay, gotcha.
The address is highroverep@gmail.com, and it's I am putting it. I'm gonna send people the tracks along along with the official artwork to their email
Gotcha.
address for free.
Oh, okay.
So,
Man, free is good. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So they contact you, and then you send it and set them up, and then they can check it out. That's cool.
yeah, I'm putting together a Facebook page for the album, and that's basically going to serve as a waiting list for it. Just so people can send their addresses along with their names, just so I can keep track of the requested addresses that come in.
Gotcha. So that's either through Facebook or through highrollerep@gmail.com?
Yes, and the page on Facebook is just simple. It's called the High Roller Waiting List.
High Roller Waiting List. Got it. Cool, man.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm gonna email you and check out the Facebook because I definitely want to hear what you got. I've always enjoyed your sets. And so when are you going to be performing again locally? How soon can people come out and see you live here around the Michiana area?
Well, me personally, I don't have anything booked around here. As of now, but I'm trying to set up a bunch of press stuff for the CD and whatnot. But anybody who finds me on Facebook through comedian Colton Cole will see all my dates
Okay.
posted on there.
Cool. And then do you do what's going on at the drop? There's an open mic night?
Yes, the open mic at the drop is Tuesdays at 8. There's usually 20 up to 20 spots,
Gotcha.
and you get there early to sign up. So
Okay. So it's at 8 o'clock. When can people show up in case there's some aspiring comedians out there? When's good to show up there to sign up?
I would say as early as possible, because it fills up pretty quick.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so if somebody rolls in there, what, 6:30?
I would say 6:30 would be perfect.
Okay, cool. All right.
But what's cool about this EP? I took bits and pieces from like various shows, and I put them all together.
Gotcha.
And I mixed it all. My buddy, Mr. Jack Hall, did the artwork for it. Reviewing that within the next week, I think.
Cool. Cool. So basically, it's going to be like a greatest hits of Colton Cole. That sounds really cool to me. And definitely email me the information, and I'll put it up on the site, michianaedge.com. We're focusing on local businesses, local artists, local comedians, local music. So when you get your artwork together and have that set up, man, send it to me, and I will put it up there for you.
All right, cool, man.
Cool. All right. Anything else going on at the moment?
Oh, man, I'm just having fun with life and with comedy, and I think people will like the CD. I feel strongly about it, and who can pass up something for free?
Right.
I mean,
free stuff. Free stuff's the best stuff, man. I hear you there.
Like, that was my thinking of going into it, because, you know, I want as many people to hear me, but, like, some people, like, I'm getting that reputation, like, around the club, like, you gotta see this guy. I had this chick come up to me after one of the open mics with her friend, and she had told her friend about me, and I guess that night she went home and told her one of my bits, and so she brought her friend with her the next week there to see me.
Right.
Like, so people around the club and around the area know, like, they're starting to catch on, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you know, I'm still kind of in no name. So I figured, you know, what better way to get yourself heard than to release it for free, like, your first time around. You know?
Right. No, they say, you know, you build your legacy on what you do when you're not getting paid for it. You know, you're out there doing it because you love it, and that's going to carry over, man. That's going to turn into success down the road and people being interested. And, you know, you've got a great story and great material. And like I said, the first time that I saw you, I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, I was like, okay, we'll give him a microphone. Let's see what happens. You know, the other guys had brought you in there when we did that first show at G's, and you killed it. You know, it was blew me away. I literally busted a gut, laughed my ass off. I loved it, and each time, man, you always bring it, and it's always entertaining. And I'd encourage anybody to check out comedian Colton Cole on Facebook and sign up for the EP that's coming soon. I appreciate it, man. Anything else you want to talk about, or we want to call this a successful interview?
Well, either way, it's fine with me, sir.
All right. This is our trial run. Colton is my first interview for Michiana Edge.
Really? This is like the first interview ever?
Yeah, dude, you're my first.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
I do.
I appreciate the laughs, you know, like I said, and that's one of the things. I've always been a fan of comedy ever since I was a little kid. I think I was watching George Carlin when I was like 5 years old, you know, so that was not great for my vocabulary. I learned some words I shouldn't have early on, but it was something that, you know, I learned to appreciate humor and the storytelling, and you know, when you get that many people in a room and they're all just listening, you know, to you and what you have to say and what you've been through, it's quite an experience, and it's very cool stuff. You know, all you need is one microphone. You know,
I love, like, everything about comedy. To me, it's not just about, you know, going up and talking. There was a reason why guys like Pryor and Collins. There's a reason why they resonate with people. It's because they were saying things that needed to be said,
mm-hmm.
and you know, I would basically read, you know, every piece of information I could about the art of stand-up comedy, like books and documentaries. Like I would soak that in just like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, like research, I think helped me in the long term.
Gotcha. So you're a student of the game, man. You study all of that and apply it to your own set, and that's good. You know, you learn from the best and make it your own. You know.
So you said you liked. So you said you liked college growing up. Like, who are some of your favorite comics nowadays?
Oh, nowadays? Oh, geez. Let's see. Nowadays, Jeff Dunham's definitely on there. Well, let me go back to old school real quick. George Carlin, Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison, and then like in high school, Dennis Leary. And that's telling everybody how old I am. And but nowadays, I mean, I love Jeff Dunham, and he's been doing it a long time. And I remember watching him, you know, for 5 minutes back when I was a kid, and now he's got, you know, hour-long specials, and he's just blowing up. And Daniel Tosh, I always get a kick out of him. Jim Gaffigan is another one that cracks me up.
I just saw Brian Regan at the Morris.
Really? Oh, dude, I love Brian Regan. Especially when he does the ice cream get-up about the serving size.
Yes, he was just absolutely hysterical.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
Yeah, my taste for comedians is like all over the map.
Mm-hmm.
We have some great local guys around here that are drop dedicators.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this guy named Rulani, Alani Atkinson. He just kills it. And like the first time I saw him, you know, I'm like, this guy's got it. You know,
mm-hmm.
I've been in the game long enough now to where I can see when somebody's got what it takes.
Right.
And he doesn't like to be pigeonholed, but he has this like southern preacher
mm-hmm.
thing, and it just like it makes everybody like pay attention to him. It's just like unreal.
Gotcha, man. Well,
but,
he found his niche.
Yeah, and Zach Boyce, you know, he gets up there on Tuesday nights and just, he's like the greatest host for a show. You know,
mm-hmm.
he has that energy, and it's just cool to see, you know, progress in people.
Right. Oh man, I'm sure. I mean, with you, when you keep going back and you see the evolution of some of these guys, you know, and you see where they started and how they were, and then now where they're at now, and I've seen that too with a few of you guys that are local, you know, and it's like I remember, you know, like your set the first time I saw you, and then now what you're doing. Another guy like Mike Barnett, when he started out, and now what he's doing, you know, I see you guys evolving and growing, and I'm always enjoying it, and I want to see more, you know, because you make it relatable. You know, everybody's got a story, everybody's got things in their lives, and the way that you guys tell the stories, they bring you into it, and it really, you can apply it to your own life because, we've maybe not in that exact situation, but we've got a relative that's like who you're talking about, or that, something similar to that. And then definitely, man, you do great work, and I encourage people to check it out.
Did you see Chris Rock's monologue on Saturday Night Live when he hosted last?
No, but I need to go back and check it out. What did I miss?
It was this genius. Chris Rock is a master.
Oh, no doubt.
And everybody was kind of in an uproar about it because he was talking about some controversial topics like 9/11 and the Boston bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole next day there was like backlash. Did he go too far? Did he do this? Did he do that? Like, our job as comedians is to push the envelope and go to the edge on occasion.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that all comics are different. We all look at the world differently.
Right.
But we have the same a mission, and that is to make people laugh. And if we're not going to talk about tough subjects and whatnot, the world's problems, I guess, how are we supposed to make the world a better one?
Right. No, that's something Lewis Black was talking about post 9/11, and he was talking about, humor is how he deals with pain and problems and things like that. And some people go too far, some people say the wrong thing, some people are just hateful, blah 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 blah. But you got to be able to talk about all this stuff. It's in everybody's life. There's no going back. 9/11 happened. People are gonna make jokes. It's easier as you get further away from it. But at the same time too, we have to have a sense of humor about things because I always say it's better to laugh than cry. And if you do the joke right, it's all about the presentation and the actual material of the joke. And now you've got me curious because now I'm gonna have to go back and watch Chris Rock on SNL because I always love Chris Rock, always cracks me up, and I am curious to see what he said that got people so upset. But people are so sensitive, and yes, tragedy sometimes creates great art, because people are dealing with their pain, with their disbelief. How did this actually happen? Given enough time, you got to be able to joke about stuff. There's room for humor everywhere. George Carlin. I'm going to go back to the genius here. And he's probably screaming up at us. Some people will get that reference, but he always said, he's like, you can joke about anything, it's how you do it. He said, somebody said you can't joke about rape, and he goes, bullshit, I can make rape funny. And he says, imagine Elmer Fudd raping Porky Pig. And it's like, rape is terrible. We all know that. But Elmer Fudd and Porky Pig, I would laugh at that. That is funny stuff. And it's all about knowing your audience and everything. And you're not gonna make everybody happy all the time. And really, if you're not pissing off a few people, you're not doing your job right. So
and Titus said that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got to see him live this year, and I got to meet him after the show. And
oh wow!
I went all fanboy on him, like. I made him a sign, and I said, that was just something that it's like, is this so happy right now? And I got to tell him that he was the reason why I started, and he gave me some advice, and yeah, it was just awesome. And then I looked at my mom, and I'm like, I wasn't freaking out too bad. That was my fear going into it. Like if I meet him after the show, I hope I don't freak out. You know?
Right, I hear you. No, I'm sure that was quite an experience meeting him. And yeah, man, I mean that's something. I mean, I got a list of comedians that I'd love to meet, you know, and to see what they're like, you know, when they're not on stage. And a lot of them, man, they're the same people. They just turn it up a little bit when they get on stage, you know.
Yeah, like when Chris Rock is on stage, he turns up the heat. Mm-hmm. Like he like this is like he has this like persona like I talk like this.
Yeah.
But when you see him in interviews, it's just him being him. Like all comics don't. I feel like some people, not all people. I feel like people expect comics to be on like all the time.
Right.
And there are people that do that. There are comics that are on constantly.
Right.
But you don't have to be. When people, you know, hear that I'm a comedian for the first time, they're always like, tell me a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Or say something funny. And you know what I do? I give them one freebie, and then I say, hey, if you want to hear more, you got to pay me for the rest.
Right. There you go, man. Don't do it, you know.
Everything is shut up.
Now, what? And if somebody reaches in their wallet and busts out a 20, you gonna give them a set, or?
Oh, I will dance.
Gotcha.
But you know, the life of a comedian is fun because you know we don't have a day job normally.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're not on stage, and say if somebody comes up at Walmart and says, "Tell me a joke," that's when it starts to get like annoying.
Right, because you're just living your life and doing your thing, and they don't. Not everybody separates the stage life from real life, you know.
So, are you still planning on doing that film project?
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to find the time in between all my other projects to get working on the film. We want to do the B Team, you know, which is the spoof on the A Team, and also too, I'm working on a zombie comedy film because zombies are big. I love The Walking Dead, but there's not enough humor in it. You know, I think the apocalypse has so much room for comedy. So, and I definitely would like to have you on board for both of those projects and anything else coming down the line.
Oh yeah, man, I'm down. Just as long as I get the most pussy in the film.
No problem.
That's gonna be my contract.
Okay. We'll definitely write that in the contract. You know, some people want green M&Ms, but you know, we'll give you that. So.
Yeah, I could get chocolate, you know, anytime.
Gotcha. Well, let me see what I can do. I'll write that in on my script notes right now.
That was fuzzy. I do a joke now where I go on stage in Ebola mask, and people that don't know what's going on, you can see them like starting to freak out.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey guys, I shouldn't even be here right now. I'm sick." At first I thought it was bad Chinese food. Like maybe they heard my fortune cookie bit and they're out to get me now. But somehow, some way, I got Ebola, and that is a bunch of Ebola shit. And then I take off the mask. Hey guys, I don't have Ebola, but I do have a big penis. So set them up with something kind of scary with the dick joke, and then all the worry just goes away.
Right. And they keep coming back to your penis, you know, whether it's in the movie or on stage. We gotta get you laid, so. Oh, man.
But I went to this asking audition thing, and you see people from all walks of life at these things.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy came and sat next to me. He's like, "Hey man, I haven't seen you since 1978. I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, how's it going? It's good to see you." I went along with it for like ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Tell me what's going on, man. It's been too long." And he goes, "You heard that the plant closed down, didn't you?" "What happened, man?" And then he goes, they sold out to Fort Wayne. And I'm like, "Those fucking bastards." So then my stepbrother was telling me about, we went to see Brian and my stepbrother, and there was this guy there, and he goes, "Man, we did such a good job at Martin's Martin's supermarket. Thanks for helping out." My pleasure. And so I'm starting to think that people think that all handicapped people look alike.
Oh man, it's not right to profile, right?
But I appreciate the time and the opportunity for the interview today.
No problem, man. I appreciate you doing the interview, and I will get this mixed down and put up, and I'll send it to you so that way you can put it on your page, and people can hear it. And it definitely, I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again soon, and we'll probably come out and see you. We're probably going to go out, myself and Bruce Tassel from over at Iconic Radio are probably going to come down to the Drop on one of these open mic nights, and then keep me in the loop on when you're performing, and we'll get that up on the website for you.
Yeah, the open mic is always a good time, and the drinks are cheap, and
the women are expensive.
You can't go wrong with that.
Right. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for your time, comedian Colton Cole. We will be talking again soon, man. This was fun.
All right, cool, man. Thanks.
I appreciate it, and you have a good day.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, that was comedian Colton Cole. You can find him on Facebook, comedian Colton Cole. Sign up for his free 20-minute EP that's coming out early next year. Look him up on Facebook, friend him, like him, all that fun stuff. And keep checking back to MichianaEdge.com for more interviews from local comedians. We're going to get some local musicians. I'm hoping to get an interview with Sally from Shock Roxy. I'm going to see if I can set that up. That'll be fun. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all soon.